Добър ден на всички българи по света и на тези народна земя. Поздрави от дъждовният Бирмингъм, нищо необичайно. И днес е 10 март, денят на майката. Искам да направя една разлика, която е основна, между 8 март и 10 март. 8 март е празненство на постиженията на работещата жена. Тоест всички постижения в науката, културата, изкуството, икономиката, изобщо всички сфери на съвременния живот. Там, където жената се труди, работи от 9 до 5 или от 9 до 6 или 24 часа в денонощието, всеки както е отдаден на своята професия. Но денят на майката е нещо съвсем различно. Това е честване и изказване на уважение и обич към майките в семейството. Всички мои колеги бяха под емоцията тази седмица, какъв празник да изберат на своите майки, допитваха се какви са най-модерните парфюми в момента, какви са подходящите и за различните възрасти, кой какво обича съответно от техните майки. Беше много интересно, защото бяха много ескалтирани и всеки тичаше за подаръци през обедната почивка. Обикновено споделят, както казах, парфюми, луксозни шоколади или вече нещо по-специално от всеки го според възможностите, но определено днес в неделя всеки посещава своята майка с букет цветя и подарък. Така, по-рано не знам дали ви бях споменала, исках да ви запозная с различните особености и на акцента на местните жители. Тоест, както знаете, както ние в България си имаме нашите специфични северо-западни, южни, северо-источни, централни акценти и по тях познаваме хората, от коя част на България произлизат, така и тук, в огромната си част, Великобритания има своите специфични акценти. Вие винаги може да разпознаете хората, които говорят и идват от Уелс, хората, които говорят от Шотландия, хората, които идват от Северна Ирландия, хората, които са от Уест Мидландс, хората, които са скаути, това е северо-западния район около Ливърпул и съответно лондончани с тяхното кокни. Макар че сега общо взето хората са навсякъде, най-различни миксация има по цялата страна, но все още хората, които са born and bred в съответното място, е винаги интересно да имаш един малък разговор с тях и да разбереш съответните особености на местния диалект. И така, сега ще ви покажа ни съвсем кратки разговори с мои колеги born and bred in Birmingham, но в различни части на Бирмингъм. В северната част на Бирмингъм, това са Сътън Колдфилд, Хърдингтън, където са типичните брумmy акцент и един съвсем малък кратък запис на моя колежка и приятелка, която е от тъй наречената Black Country. Това са райони в Бирмингъм, които са били, сега в момента са ни малки, като малки грачета, но те все още са част от Бирмингъм и Уест Мидландс като цяло и те са под името известни Black Country. Името е интересно, защото то идва от края на 19 век, когато кралица Виктория, поне това е легендата, която те ми разказаха, дали е истина или не мога да кажа, но какво е тук, как да кажа, историята според местните хора е, че когато кралица Виктория за първи посещава тези райони, те са били страшно силно индустриално развити, с много фабрики, които са произвеждали желязо, стомана. Тук са се произвеждали големите котви на всички задокеански кораби, тръгващи към света, включително и Титаник. И над тези квартали се е извил един огромен черен облак, защото тогава знаете каква е била ситуацията и тази обработка на въглища и цялото това производство, как е проистичало. Затова тя просто е била възкликнала как може въздухът да е толкова черен, толкова черно да е около тези къщи. Затова думата или определението било вече Black Country. Това беше моето очудване, когато пристигнах така преди 24-25 години в този район, картите за градския транспорт, които се продаваха за автобусите, пише Бърмингъм и Black Country. Аз много се очудвах какво представлява това Black Country и защо цената на пътуване в Бирмингам и цените за пътуване в Black Country са едни и същи, а де-факто те са една и съща част от един и същи конгломерат. И така, пожелавам ви едно кратко, приятно гледане с моите колеги Born and Bred in Birmingham. Hello.
Hello there, Helen.
I'm quite happy that you agreed to take a part of our project, and the Bulgarian guys will be so happy to understand and obviously listen to the proper brummy guy born and bred in Birmingham. What it means to be born and bred in Birmingham for you?
Oh, good question. As probably as far as I know, back on both sides of my family, so I think my great-grandparents on both sides of my family were born in Birmingham. Obviously my grandparents, all four of them were born in Birmingham, and my mum and dad were also born in Birmingham.
That's mean 100% English guys.
Me and my sister are obviously born in Birmingham. I don't know beyond that. I suspect that they lived in the country and came to Birmingham for work, as a lot of people did. They started off, and people think I'm telling lies when I say this, but it's the truth. My dad's side of the family were brought up in Small Heath, which is where the Peaky Blinders are from.
Yes, now, Peaky Blinders, yeah.
Everybody thinks because of the Peaky Blinders they were born in Small Heath, but that's not genuinely. My parents were born. My dad was born in Small Heath, and so is my granddad. And then subsequently they've moved out to places like Erdington and Yardley and sort of Coalfield.
Which one is the typical brummy areas in Birmingham? What's your opinion?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I think it's this nature of just big industrialised cities that initially when Birmingham was found, it was known as Workshop of the World. Or a city of 1,000 trades. Obviously we've still got the jewellery quarter here, but there was the gun quarter, and there was lots of other trades that came about because of the Industrial Revolution. And from then, the factories, all the housing was built, to accommodate the people that live in work in the factories. As people become wealthier, they want to live closer to the countryside. So there's big urban sprawl. So and you still see that now. The sort of
actually, it's so difficult to say where is the borders for the typical brummy areas or something like that.
It is, yeah. It probably goes as far north as Sutton Coalfield, I'd say, is Birmingham, and then south. You're probably looking at Rugeley. And not Rugeley, sorry, Ruby.
Ruby.
A sort of Longbridge area. So the problem is it does on the towards the Black Country way, it does blur slightly because I see the sign saying you're now in Smethwick. But actually, I know it's not geographically right, but I'd say you still in Birmingham there. But But there's certain areas that that's quite close by. I mean, you can go from the Black Country to Birmingham and not know that you've entered one into the other.
Another, exactly. Because the people they mix up as well. That's why it's quite difficult now to.
And there's a lot of movement now, isn't there? As you said, like people sort of moving out of the city and then back into the city. I know people that have moved away to Manchester and London and come back to Birmingham.
To Birmingham, okay. And obviously, for us as a foreigners, will be very interesting just to listen to typical brummy words or sentences. What's your favorite things? Which one, if you go abroad and if you mix up with the English people from the different part of UK, that sometimes will be very difficult to them to understand you. Just tell us about any specific words or sentences. Which one? Everybody who said something like that, definitely he is brummy.
Well, the most famous one I would say is gambol, which is a forward roll.
Gumbo foot roll.
So it's forward roll with
Yes.
call a gumbo.
Gumbo.
Now, I
Okay.
didn't realise that was a brummy twank.
I like that brummy twank.
Until I moved out of the area, I just assumed everybody knew what a gumbo was, but that's a forward roll.
Foot roll, yeah.
It's things like cobs and baps for bread rolls.
Bread rolls.
What else?
Yeah, do you know, actually,
Bab
that,
a lot.
what's that?
Bab.
Bab.
You're all right, Bab.
All right, that's mean like a baby or girl or just any woman or...
It's normally women.
Women,
older
yeah.
women to younger people.
Okay.
It's like a informal sort of affectionate. You're all Bab.
All right, Bob. Yeah. What's about my accent now? All right, Bob. Is it close?
That'll do. To be honest, I thought you were speaking to a fellow Brummy then. I was trying to think of others. Round the Reeking, that's a proper Brummy saying. So it means you're going sort of the long way about doing something. You know, so if you could do something.
Could you just repeat again, because I think it's difficult for my guys to understand that. What is that?
Around the Reeking.
Around the Reeking.
So it's, instead of doing something quite simply or going direct somewhere, you're going all around the place, or you're doing something that's slightly more, you're making things more complicated than they should be.
Around the Reeking.
Or you're going around the Reeking.
Obviously, never ever will be managed to find this one in Oxford Dictionary. I hope so.
I doubt so. No, no. I mean, I could probably think of more, but they're the ones that spring to mind. Just immediately.
And another thing is, because obviously we talk about different favourite food dishes in Birmingham or West Midlands, what something is typical for the Brummy area? Which one you grew up with? What's your, what's the name, your non-favourite things to cook in the kitchen? As a proper Brummy.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure that we've ever... I mean, it's well established now of the Balti being, and that's obviously from a different culture than regular Brummy, but it's well known that dish was established in Birmingham.
Yeah.
In terms of more traditional dishes, I can't think of many. Like you have the Bakewell tart or you have Yorkshire pudding. Can't think of any dishes that are particularly associated with Birmingham. I know I find it hard to get pork scratchings outside Birmingham.
Wow, okay.
So that's one thing that might be quite regionalised in terms of if you go to a pub.
Pub, yeah. And what's your favourite beer, by the way? Your favourite pint? Carly. It's nothing to do with Birmingham, but it's one of your favourites.
No.
With the pork scratches.
Oh, yes, definitely, yeah. Yeah, it's got love, yeah. So...
what's your favourite football team, Ollie?
For my sins, I'm a Birmingham City fan.
Birmingham City fan. Which one was the opposite?
They're Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. Yeah, and actually, guys, Ollie is from Birmingham City. And which one is your favourite player there?
Oh, good question. Got a midfielder called Craig Gardner.
Craig Gardner.
My favourite player. Because, guess what? He's from Birmingham. So, yeah, he's probably my favourite player because he plays for Birmingham City and he's from Birmingham. I think that's a really good end for us. And how we say goodbye to our Bulgarian people in typical Brummy accent. Ta-ra.
Thank you so much, Ollie, for your time. Ta-ra.
Okay.
Is this the good one? What do you think?
Yeah,
it's all right.
That's fine.
Хай, здравейте, приятели! Това е един от моите колеги и приятели Адам, с който работим заедно. Той работи в Accounts и любезно се съгласи да обясни няколко думи за типични за Броми, за хората родени в Бирмингам, тъй като много трудно искам да ви кажа, че се намират хора, които действително са родени, израснали в сърцето на West Midlands. И така. Hi, Adam!
Hello!
I'm so pleased that you agree obviously to speak to our Bulgarian guys. And please, just could you explain, if you can, probably in a few minutes, what that's mean to be born and bred in Birmingham?
Oh, proud. Very proud. Very proud of where I come from. Very proud of my upbringing. Very good.
Okay, if something is different for the people which one being born in Birmingham, West Midlands, than the rest of the part of the country, what made that difference?
What makes It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. We're very open, very honest, very straight down the line. We have a very vibrant community, people from all over the place, and we're always very open to people. If you've come to here, come to our city, we're always welcoming. We welcome anyone here to support anyone. So.
What is the typical things I ask the rest of the guys? Obviously, when you're going somewhere abroad and you mix up with the English guys from the different part of England, what make your languages different and specific, and everybody can understand you coming from Birmingham? Could you just say something, favorite sentences, few words, which one make specific from the people from Birmingham?
Not too many. You're right. You're right.
You're right, I know that.
You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot of that slang and that, it's throughout the country. It's more the sound of your voice that is very different. People think we're very slow, but very slow with how we talk and our accent. But yeah, it's
Actually, thinking is not too slow. How they thinking is much more clear sounds for you.
for me, yes, but for them,
It's difficult.
yeah, it's very difficult.
Okay, in this case, could you put the question like that? Which slang is difficult to understand for you from another part of England?
Oh, Scousers, definitely.
Scouts
Liverpool.
just explain to the guys. Scouts, that mean това означава хора, които са родени и живеят в Ливърпул.
Yeah, Liverpool, yeah.
You see, Adam, he can understand a little bit Bulgarian in this case because he knows what I mean. But anyway, the Scouts is difficult to understand for him because he was born in Birmingham. And
Talk very fast, whereas we talk very slow, so it's
okay, that's actually two opposite direction in the
opposite
language.
ends of the spectrum.
Aha.
Like very fast or
very
very
slow.
slow.
All right.
So yeah,
That's a good one. And another thing says, because the people will be asked, okay, typical, you living in Erdington, that is the part of Birmingham,
yeah.
and your family is living as well in
Sutton.
Sutton, which one is the North Birmingham, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
North.
And do you remember something from your childhood, specifically which one your mom just make in the kitchen as a dish? Which one is traditional or
I wouldn't say Birmingham, but a Sunday roast. For
Sunday
English
roast.
people, that's
What dinner for you?
for me. Beef, roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, root vegetables, parsnips, carrots, just everything. Everything. It's chicken, loads. I love my beer.
Yes, just if you want, tell us what.
I do like a carling, but
Carling.
that's a Midlands drink.
Is a Midland drink?
Yeah,
is a
it's
carling.
brewed in Burton.
Is a brew in Burton.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
not
why it's
too
a-
far, yeah.
That's really interesting. And because obviously we understood is the two big football teams in Birmingham. That is
yeah.
the Birmingham City and Aston Villa. May I ask which one is your favourite?
Oh, Aston Villa all day. Why would you support Birmingham? Why?
It's Aston Villa. I do remember this Bulgarian player and captain.
Oh yeah,
Stilan
Stilan Petrov.
Stilan
Yeah,
Petrov,
legend.
yeah.
Legend.
See,
Love him.
чувате ли, приятели? Legend. Stilan Petrov is a legend for Adam, who
Yeah.
is supporting Aston Villa.
Yeah, Derby from the halfway line, that iconic goal against Derby. Yeah. Took it to the halfway line, wellied it straight in, like, yeah.
Ето, в същото
No one
време вие
forgets.
слушате brummy accent. That is Adam.
He doesn't play for Villa anymore, but
Yeah,
it was
maybe,
Jack
yeah.
Grealish. I watched him from 17 years old. Came through our record sale, 100 million to Manchester City. He's gone on to do great things
One of the best and great
of
players.
modern times. Yeah,
Modern times, yeah.
Yeah.
Just how long time you been supported Villa?
ever since from a little boy. Yeah, growing up, obviously I didn't grow up with my father, but all three of my my two uncles, they were all different teams. One was Villa, my dad was Derby County, my uncle's Nottingham Forest, so it was always support my local team, and Villa are my local team.
Yeah, and that's why
Closest.
it's so natural to be
Yeah,
a fan.
it's. I think a lot of when it comes to football, that's pretty much a rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Support your local
Actually,
team.
you chose a part of the of the royal experience because we know
Oh
Prince
yeah,
William
Prince William,
is
one of our,
supported
one of our
best
most
supporters.
well-known,
most well-known supporters.
well-known fans
Okay.
among many others.
And if you want to tell me something with the brummy accent from Birmingham, like if I'm going somewhere to sit down, have a nice drink, and you want to greet me, what you'll be saying to me in with the Birmingham slang?
Oh, just say like before, like you're right, alright.
Okay, guys, Sarah's practically you're right. That's the typical Birmingham slang. And
Put them
now,
together.
can you say goodbye to the Bulgarian watchers?
Yeah, goodbye. Thank you for listening.
She's Katie, my lovely friend and colleague from MK2, and she's a proper girl, bred and born in the Black Country, and very kindly she's agreed to tell me something about that specific region of West Midlands, because it's quite charismatic and quite historic, and actually the people, they're very interesting from over there. All right, Kate, tell me something about you.
So I was born in Wednesbury, which is in the heart of the Black Country, and I've lived all around the Black Country. I've lived in Sedgley, Tipton, Bilston. Sometimes even people from the Black Country can debate about where the edge of the Black Country is.
Where it is actually.
Yeah, so like even someone like me, someone will say is Wolverhampton in the Black Country. Someone would say yes, someone would say no. So yeah, it can be up for debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And what is the difference to grow up in the Black Country and grow up in the heart of Birmingham?
See, when I was young, if we went on holiday abroad and someone said, "Oh, are you a Brummy? Are you from Birmingham?" we'd be like really offended, and we'd be like, "No, we're not. We're not
Yeah.
We're not Brummies. We're from the Black Country." So I suppose for us, Birmingham was somewhere that you came for a night out, or you knew someone that worked up here, but we didn't really have much to do with Birmingham. And yeah, I can tell the difference between a Black Country and a Birmingham accent.
And because later we'll be talk about the specific slang. But now, could you explain the name of the Black Country, because the Bulgarian guys, they can't understand why that's been named Black Country.
So it's meant to be because Queen Victoria was visiting, and there was a lot of coal mining, a lot of industry with huge chimneys, just with loads of smoke and soot. So
Exactly, that's the colour of the air around the region,
Yeah, and
from
so
the manufacturers.
Queen Victoria said when she was in a coach, "Oh, what a Black Country."
Ah, right. It's very interesting. Exactly, that is the Queen Victoria
Yeah.
gave the name of that region.
Apparently so,
Excellent,
yeah.
thank you so much. And could you just tell to the guys from Bulgaria any specific words or sentences, which one they could be never will be seen in the Oxford Dictionary, or they will be very difficult to them to understand?
So my favourite Black Country phrase is, "I'm so hungry I could eat a scabby oss."
Could you explain?
And that just means I'm that hungry that I could eat a scabby horse, which just is a very unpalatable, dirty, horrible horse. I'm trying to think what else we say. There's loads of stuff right there. Let me have a look on my phone.
Yeah, it's no problem at all, yeah.
We tend to drop the H a lot, so os, else.
Ah, right. Actually, you drop H in
Yeah.
the front of the words.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
then instead of no, it's nah. Instead of don't, it's do.
All right, okay.
Didn't is day.
Stay!
Yeah.
Oh, I never will be managed with that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ins and outs. Like we'll say stuff instead of an apple, we'll say an apple.
Apple,
Instead of goodbye, we'll say ta-ra a bit.
rabbit. That's very interesting, yeah.
There's a word that we use called yampy.
What's been yumpy?
Well, I'd say that Tony is yampy,
Tony's yumpy.
which means she's a bit crazy.
That's true. I like it. Tony's yumpy. Guys, remember that.
Tony's definitely yampy. And there's just loads of stuff. We say little, we say ickle.
Little eagle. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Dead. Jed.
That jet.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a saying that we use that says it's black over Bill's mothers, which I've got no idea where it comes from, but that means that there's dark clouds in the horizon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there is loads of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Quite specific anyway.
Yeah.
All right. And the last question is, it does not too difficult to you anyway. What is the popular, famous or favorite food in a Black Country region like Tipton, Dudley?
It's meant to be faggots and grey peas, as we'd say, faggots and grey peas. I've never eaten it. It looks absolutely disgusting. It's like faggots, which it's meat. I don't know what's in them. And like boiled grey horrible peas.
Oh, right.
That's meant to be the
Favorite
dish of the Black
dish
Country.
of the Black Country. Oh, the sound is really good. Okay, Katie, sorry about that, but could you repeat again, what is the dish of the Black Country?
Faggots and grey peas.
What does mean? Faggots and
Faggots and grey peas.
peas. See, the guys, that is the difference. And could you imagine me, Tony, bred and wasn't born and bred in Bulgaria to understand the people from Black Country fluently? No chance at all for the 100 years. All right, thank you so much, Katie, about your time. And let's move on with the people with the brummy accent now. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Paul. I'm 71 years of age. I've lived in Birmingham all my life. I support my football team, my local football team, which is Birmingham City. I play a lot of sport, or have played a lot of sport over the last 30 years or more. Football, cricket, more so cricket now.
Everything. Typical things about the brummy people is exactly the typical slang, typical phrase, behavior. What is something specific for you and your neighbors and your family because you are brummy?
I don't think there's anything special, if I'm being honest, about the Birmingham accent, which is totally different, and you get sayings from Newcastle and Manchester and Cockneys in London. The brummy one, the most significant accent around this area is Black Country, which is very significant, a different accent.
Yeah.
Keep right on to the end of the road.
What that mean? Just explain.
It's the song that the supporters of Birmingham City sing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Everybody knows it. But other than that, there's no real significant sayings, other than the normal sayings that you would get in everyday life.
Everyday life. All right.
Parents, well, my mother was an extremely good cook.
Yeah.
However, everything, if it was meat, it had to be cremated. Everything was boiled to oblivion.
All right.
So it was only when I met my wife, and she was another good cook, my tastes changed. My favourite meal is probably a roast beef dinner.
Roast beef dinner?
Very typical.
Okay.
Must have Yorkshire pudding. Vegetables you can choose yourself, whichever you want. Beans, peas,
Yeah.
carrots, anything like that. That's a typical Sunday roast.
And
lunch.
what about the pudding?
Well, they can be varied, but sticky toffee puddings or treacle puddings were a big diet a few years ago. Probably not so often now, because obviously a lot of people are now health conscious.
Yeah.
And
But sticky toffee pudding is still one of the favorites.
one of the favourites, yes.
Oh, that's great. And the last question, what's your favorite beer, Paul?
My favourite beer?
Yeah.
Cider.
Cider. What's your favorite pub in Birmingham?
My favourite pub?
Yeah. So lots of in Birmingham anyway.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. My favourite pub at the moment is my local cricket club,
Okay.
which has a pub, so I use that a hell of a lot.
Just like social life
Yeah,
and just meet
yeah.
with the people. That's it. All right, fantastic. And what would you like to say now to the Bulgarian watchers about Birmingham?
What would I say to them?
Then, yeah.
Visit Birmingham. It's a very interesting, diverse society with all aspects of different foods, different cultures, and shall we say, for the most part, people live together.
Biggest city in UK for you?
Birmingham.
Thank you very much indeed.